Hello fellow Jackets, welcome back to another video on Yellowjackets. As Yellowjackets Season 2 ended with a startling character death and a ton of fresh information that will undoubtedly alter the show's direction, there are still some unanswered questions that Season 3 should try to resolve. Yellowjackets has a reputation for hiding mysteries that last for several seasons. When it became clear that Lottie and Van, two additional adult survivors in the present, would have a significant impact on the second chapter, the series began to defy expectations. Though the Yellowjackets Season 2 ending explained plenty of leftover questions, there are still some mysteries left in its wake, with a few even carrying over from Season 1. Certain things, like the investigation of Adam Martin, Travis' note to Natalie, and how the 1996 cannibalism sacrifice ritual was established, were wrapped up. Here are some big head-scratchers that have left audiences wondering what Season 3 could hold. Just so you know, this video contains spoilers. What about the man with no eyes? Since Season 1, the identity of the Yellowjackets man without eyes has been a huge mystery, and Season 2 offered no new information. Season 2's sole revelation regarding the Spectre was that Ty had followed him when she was sleepwalking, and that, for some reason, he had been guiding her to the symbols. Given that he visited Taysa before the plane crashed and that he still has some link to the forest, the enigma of the guy with no eyes is much more complicated. The third season of Yellowjackets might go further in explaining the guy without eyes, his visits to Ty, and his leading of her. Who is the Pit Girl? The identity of the famed Pit Girl, who popularized the Yellowjackets' ritualized cannibalism, is another significant unsolved mystery from Season 1 of the show. The series has yet to repeat the corresponding flash-forward sequence. Thus, Mary's identity cannot be proven, despite the fact that there is still a ton of evidence that suggests she is the Pit Girl. It has been determined why she was wearing Jackie's necklace and why she was being sought in the first place, among other mysteries surrounding her capture and murder. In 1996, there are fewer survivors, thus it's feasible that before the scene is recreated, the name of the Pit Girl will be known. Is the wilderness real or not? Yellowjackets established the wilderness as a powerful force in Season 2, and while the girls in 1996 completely trust in its potential, the adult survivors outside of Lottie have been much more cautious. This raises the question of whether the wilderness is genuinely real or only a manifestation of Lottie's psychosis-induced refusal to let go of old trauma. Since the show's inception, Yellowjackets has been playing the supernatural versus reality card, and Season 2 just made the situation more perplexing. There are incidents that demonstrate the reality of the woods, including the encounter with the bird, the bear's self-sacrifice, and the snowfall on Jackie's body. With the exception of Lottie, the adult survivors, nevertheless, think that the wilderness was more of a group psychosis in the past that they shouldn't blame their current problems on. In her final comments to Taysa and Van before being taken away to a mental hospital, adult Lottie said that they should expect good things to come from Natalie's tragic death because they gave it what it wanted. The third season of Yellowjackets should continue this storyline and make an effort to definitively establish whether the wilderness is genuine or whether the group is simply having trouble coping with recent and past traumas. How do the girls get rescued? While the 7 survivors were shown boarding a plane at the start of Yellowjackets Season 2, how they were found was never revealed. Since Misty smashed the black box, a rescue team wouldn't be able to track them down via the flight recorder, and it was known that the team was stuck in the wilderness for 19 months, thanks to Misty's actions. Therefore, it's unlikely that the original search party are the ones who end up coming across the Yellowjackets survivors. Whether the group ends up venturing out to find civilization or someone happens upon their encampment is something that Yellowjackets Season 3 should look into. Will Crystal's body ever be found? Crystal tragically died when Misty backed her off a cliff in Yellowjackets Season 2, Episode 5, and her body promptly disappeared. If Crystal's remains are found frozen, she will surely be eaten by the team as the wilderness' next sacrifice. But the fact that Misty couldn't find her body after a desperate search suggested there was something else at play. A lot of things could have happened to Crystal's body, such as the wilderness taking it or her remains being eaten by wolves. However, there are other more sinister possibilities, like a survivor finding and hoarding it, that could factor into the events of Yellowjackets Season 3. What happens to Coach Ben before Yellowjackets' current timeline? Despite surviving the initial plane crash, it's still unclear if Coach Ben Scott is still alive in Yellowjackets' 2021 timeline. The character has yet to be seen or mentioned in the later timeline. But that also means his fate remains a mystery. That said, the fact that Ben seemingly tried to kill the young survivors by burning down the cabin could put his life at risk in Yellowjackets Season 3. Once the survivors find him, Natalie as the Antler Queen could lead the group to find and kill Ben for his actions. How is Taysa's sleepwalking connected to the wilderness? Taysa's sleepwalking alter ego being connected to the wilderness is an immutable fact, but how and why that connection exists hasn't been explained. A connection was revealed in Yellowjackets Season 2 when Teen Van figured out Ty was sleepwalking to the symbol trees at night. Teen Lottie reinforced this when she asked Taysa to use her power to find Crystal, and even as an adult, commented on her connection to the wilderness. However, Taysa's sleepwalking as a whole is still a major mystery that the TV show hasn't solved. There you have it. What do you think Yellowjackets Season 3 will be like? Share your thoughts in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe for more. I will see you next.